Hello and welcome to Domaine. This is our Sunday evening meeting. I hope that you're all doing well. Lockdown seems to be easing somewhat at the moment, so I hope life is getting easier for you. I do not know where the sun has gone. Last week it was beautiful. The sun was shining. My garden was looking fantastic. My strawberries were really coming on. This week it's nothing but rain. Nothing but rain, but that's all right. My plants needed some watering. Anyway, hopefully the sun will come back out soon. Tonight we've got a great meeting for you. Tonight we are going to be looking at music and worship and music. And we're going to be seeing why they connect, where they connect, and what happens in the musical world that kind of lends itself towards worship. Now it's important to know, to point out that worship doesn't necessitate music. That anything can be worship. Worship is a posture. It's where you position yourself before God. It's where you position yourself at the cross and you give it over to Jesus. That's all that worship is. That's all that worship has ever been. It's about recognizing who the Father is and handing over whatever it is that you're doing, giving that over to Him in honor of Him. Now we do that with worship, and we do that with worship, I think, easier than in other realms sometimes. We connect it easier is what I mean. I don't mean it's easier for us. The connection's easier. And it just does something, does music, that I can't always explain, but it's very, very powerful. So we're going to look at that today. We're going to start off, though, with just a quick game, because I know how much you like games. So we are doing a music quiz. Yes, that's right. That means I'm going to give you a line from a song. You have to tell me the singer and the song name. Yes, singer, song name. You've got to give me them too. See how you get on. I'm expecting full marks, all right? These are not that difficult. I could have gone away and got loads of my music, the kind of music that I love to listen to. You probably wouldn't have not known any of them. So I've been really kind here. I expect full marks. Let us know how you've got on. Are you ready? Off we go. She played the fiddle in an Irish band, but fell in love with an Englishman. It's really hard not to do the tune. I'm managing it though, don't worry. She played the fiddle in an Irish band, but fell in love with an Englishman. You got it? Yep. It's Galway Girl by Ed Sheeran. Well done for those that got it right. Time for question 2. Maybe I'm foolish, maybe I'm blind, thinking I can see through this to what's behind. Oh, maybe this is a difficult one. Maybe I'm foolish, maybe I'm blind. Any ideas? It's Human by the Rag and Bone Man. Well done for those that got it. Are you ready for question 3? They're out to get you. Better leave while you can. Don't want to be a boy, but you want to be a man. Maybe these are not as easy as I thought they were. How are you getting on? Yep. It's Beat It by Michael Jackson. What about this one? Oh, this is an oldie but a goldie. Are you ready? This might be a hard one. I saw a man with a tat on his big fat belly. This is back from my childhood. This is a well-known Christian song, so you may know it. I saw a man with a tat on his big fat belly. Any ideas? It's a great song. You've got to know this one. If you don't know it, I recommend going and see it. It is Jesus Freak by DC Talk. If you haven't heard it, go have a listen. It was like the biggest song of the late 90s. It was fantastic. I saw a man with a tat on his big fat belly and it ribbled around like marmalade jelly, and it took me a while to catch what it said because I had to match the rhythm of his belly with my head. Jesus said it's what it craved in a typical tattoo green, and he stood on a box in the middle of the city and he claimed he had a dream. That's right, yeah. See, I blessed you there with a little bit of my lovely singing. Congratulations. Final one. All right, are you ready? Final one. See if you get this one. She tell me that she loves me, and I say only partly. I only love my bed and my mama. I'm sorry. Any ideas? This is a fairly new one, so you should know it. That was God's Plan by Drake. How did you get on? Did you get them all right? Yeah, of course you did. You guys know music. Music is big. In fact, when you're a teenager, you can sometimes feel like music is all that there is. Music can become a huge part of your life. And the list of music that you listen to, it can start to formulate kind of parts of your identity, the kind of clothes that you wear, the kind of words that you say, the people that you want to be around. Music can have that big an influence on your life. Now, I mentioned DC Talk. I grew up listening to Christian bands like that, as well as lots of others, very eclectic in my music taste, so I won't bore you with all of them. But I found that Christian music had a place in my life growing up, and there was one song that stood out above them all, one song that really, it just centered me every time that I needed to just find myself and come before Christ. And it was such a spiritual song, and it's a little bit soft, but do you know what? I'm going to show you that song because I want to educate you, and I want to give you the opportunity to connect via this song as well. So I'm going to play this song for you now, and I just want you to get yourself in a place of reflection and a place of connection, and just know that music can help lead us down that path. Enjoy.
Jesus is a friend of mine.
Jesus is my friend.
Jesus is a friend of
I
mine.
have a friend in Jesus.
Jesus is a friend of mine.
Jesus is my friend.
Jesus is a friend of mine.
He taught me how to live my life as it should be. He taught me how to turn my cheek when people laugh at me. I've had friends before, and I can tell you that he's one who will never leave you flat.
Jesus is a friend of mine.
Jesus is my friend.
Jesus is a friend of
I
mine.
have a friend in Jesus.
Jesus is a friend of mine.
Jesus is my friend.
Jesus is a friend of mine.
He taught me how to pray and how to save my soul. He taught me how to praise my God and still play rock and roll. The music may sound different, but the message is the same. It's just an instrument to praise his name.
Jesus is a friend of mine.
Jesus is my friend.
Jesus is a friend of
I
mine.
have a friend in Jesus.
Jesus is a friend of mine.
Jesus is a friend of mine.
Jesus is a friend of mine. Jesus is a friend of mine. Jesus is a friend of mine.
Once I tried to run and hide. But Jesus came and found me and he touched me down inside. He is like a Mountie, he always gets his man. And he'll zap you any way he can. Zap.
Jesus is a friend of mine.
Jesus is my friend.
Jesus is a friend of
I
mine.
have a friend in Jesus.
Jesus is a friend of mine.
Jesus is my friend.
Jesus is a friend of mine.
He loves me when I'm right. He loves me when I'm wrong. He loves me when I waste my time by writing silly songs. He loves me when I'm quiet and I have nothing to say. He'll love me when I'm perfect if I ever get that way.
Jesus is a friend of mine.
Jesus is my friend.
Jesus is a friend of
I
mine.
have a friend in Jesus.
Jesus is a friend of mine.
Jesus is my friend.
Jesus is a friend of
I
mine.
have a friend in Jesus.
Jesus is a friend of mine.
Jesus.
Jesus is a friend of mine.
That's terrific, Sal. Thank you very much. Beautiful, beautiful. Well.
Did you enjoy that? Yes. Potentially the best song you have ever heard. And I can absolutely guarantee that you will have that running around in your head now for the rest of the evening. Jesus is my friend. I'm a friend of Jesus. It's a great song. It's a kind of song that you will show your friends. No doubt. So that's attached to this meeting. If you ever feel the need to come back to that song and listen to it, it is there for you. All right? You're welcome. Now, I've found that in my own life, music plays a huge role. And I'm guessing that in a lot of your lives, it does as well. Not just in church, but outside of church. Our whole lives are interconnected with the arts, with just expressing ourselves in loads of different ways. And music's one of the biggies for that. So my question for you is, how do you worship? What do you do? Do you sing? Do you play? Do you paint? What is it that you do that leads you to a place of worship? For me, it's singing. I will admit, you may or may not have noticed, I'm not the greatest singer in the world. Now, there are some songs that I can kind of get away with. Them songs tend to be a little bit lower, but I'm not always very good at singing. So worship in that sense has been a little bit difficult for me at times, because when I do sing, especially around people, it can be quite a self-conscious thing. So when I'm supposed to be worshiping and supposed to be singing, I'm actually thinking, can he hear me? Because I can hear him, and if I can hear him, then he can hear me. And the person in front of me, my voice is shooting into the back of their head, so they can probably hear me as well, because I can hear that person shooting into the back of my head behind me. And just loads of crazy things like that end up running through your head, and you get lost in it then, and then the moment's gone. And it can be as much a burden as it is a tool, is what I've found. And sometimes what we need to do is just let go of what is around us, let go of what we think other people are thinking and what we think is happening, and just concentrate on God. And that's what worship is. That's what it is. It is a conversation between me and him, and that's it. And when we close our eyes and do things like that, sometimes, for me personally anyway, that's a block. I'm blocking out all that different sensory information. I'm saying, I don't want to take any notice of that. I don't want to know what my friends are doing. I don't want to know what everyone else is doing. I just want to concentrate on God. And the best way that I can do that right now is to shut my eyes and to just be with him. Now, that will be different for lots and lots of people. But the question remains the same. How do you worship? How do you find the space all the time to do it? What do you do? Now, at the moment, in this time of lockdown, it's considerably more difficult, I found, to get into a place of worship. Even though there's a self-conscious aspect to being in a communal room with other people, it's also led and directed by someone. You have a worship leader, and it's their job to kind of invite the Holy Spirit and to get the atmosphere right, and to get me into a place of where I can worship comfortably. I don't have one of them at home. I've got Spotify and YouTube, and that's it. So I've had to be my own worship leader, as I'm sure you have as well, and use the props that are around. So I've been listening to a lot of music. I find that listening in my car, most of you don't drive, that's going to be a given. But I found that when I'm on my own and I'm driving and my head's kind of engaged in driving, I've gone a little bit of autopilot, and then I put some music on, and it just flows through me, which I've found to be really helpful. Where do you go? Have you pinpointed somewhere? Do you have a walk, or do you have a place in your house where you can go and you can put some music on, or open your Bible, and to just be in a place of solitude and a place for you and God? If you haven't, can I recommend finding a place? Finding a place where you feel comfortable, finding a place where you don't feel exposed, finding a place where you can just spend a little bit of time with God. And then put on some worship music. You know, whether it's Hillsong, Elevation Worship, Bethel, whether it's the worship videos from Domaine Youth Works, or whether it's the worship videos from BCC. Do you know, it's just putting that on, and it doesn't have to be your favourite kind of music. I don't listen to worship music as a genre. I listen to it to worship. It's not my go-to music. So just put on some worship music and see how you get on. So often when we set the environment and when we are expectant on God, he will talk, and we will be able to hear it. We will be able to hear whatever it is that he's sending our way, because we are in a place that we have dedicated to God. So I'm going to play some worship music for you now. And the purpose of this is, it's no good me just telling you the benefits of worship. It's no good me just telling you the benefits of music and finding a space and listening to God and all these kind of things if I'm not giving you the opportunity and the resources to do that. So there's a few songs that are going to play in just a moment, and I just want you to take the time to listen to them. If you know the words, sing along. If it's easier for you to put some earphones in, if you want to go find a space and sit in that space with your phone listening to that music, that would be great as well. And it's just a dedicated time of worship. We are talking 6 to 8 minutes where we just dedicate that time to God, to no one else, to just God. We close off everything else and we say, do you know what? For 8 minutes, I'm going to give you all of what I am. I'm going to sing, I'm going to pray, I'm going to wait, and I'm going to be expectant on you. So I'm going to give you that opportunity to do that now, okay? If you like these songs, I'll put the links to them in the description so you can go back and listen to them. We've also created some playlists on the YouTube channel. So if you go onto the Domaine YouthWorks YouTube channel, you will see some playlists. We've got some upbeat playlists, but then we've also got some worship-led playlists as well. So if you are struggling to find music, we've pre-prepared some music for you there. If you're still struggling, then get in contact with us. If you're saying, Ash, I want to worship, but I don't think that singing and I don't think that music is the way that I'm going to do that. Can you help me? Yes, of course, I can help you. As always, the email address is domaine@bccleeds.org. So please do get in contact. Guys, bless you. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy the music, but even more than that, use it as a time to connect with God. God bless you. See you later.
Make a joyful noise unto the Lord, all ye lands. Serve the Lord with gladness. Come before his presence with singing. Know ye that the Lord, he is God. It is he that hath made us, and not we ourselves. We are his people, and the sheep of his pasture. Enter into his gates with thanksgiving, and into his courts with praise. Be thankful unto him, and bless his name, for the Lord is good. His mercy is everlasting, and his truth endureth to all generations. Psalm 100.
God of creation, there at the start, before the beginning of time. With no point of reference, you spoke to the dark and fleshed out the wonder of light. And as you speak, 100 billion galaxies are born. In the vapor of your breath, the planets form. If the stars were made to worship so loud, I can see your heart in everything you've made. Every burning star, a signal fire of grace. If creation sings your praises so loud, so loud. God of your promise, you don't speak in vain, no secret. the hill you created, the light of the world, abandoned in darkness to die. And as you speak, 100 billion failures disappear. Well, you lost your life so I could find it here. If you left the grave behind you, so will I. I can see your heart and everything you've done. Every part designed in a work of art, covered in light. If you gladly chose surrender, so will I can see your heart in billion different ways. Every precious one, a child you died to save. If you gave your life to love them, so will I. Like you would again 100 billion times, but one measure could amount to your desire. You're the one who never leaves the one behind.
The word says, for the spirit of heaviness, put on the garment of praise. And that's how we fight our battles. This is how I fight my battles. This is how I fight my battles. This is how I fight my battles. What we're doing tonight. This is how I fight my battles. Just when you think you're lost, it may look like I'm surrounded, but I'm surrounded by you. Hey! It may look like I'm surrounded, but I'm surrounded by you. It may look like I'm surrounded, but I'm surrounded by you. It may look like I'm surrounded, but I'm surrounded by you. This is how I fight my battles. 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 It may look like I'm surrounded, but I'm surrounded. This is how we fight. This is how we fight our battles. 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 Waking up knowing there's a reason. All my dreams come alive. Life is for living. With you, I've made my decision. You lift me up, fill my eyes with wonder. Forever young in your love, this freedom's untainted. With you, no moment is wasted. See the sun now bursting through the clouds, black and white, turn to color all around. All is new in the Savior I have found. This is living now. This is living now. You lead the way, got your eye beside me. In your love, I'm complete. There's nothing like living with you. This life you created, I choose. See the sun now bursting through the clouds, black and white, turn to color all around. All is new in the Savior I have found. Oh, this is living now. This is living now. You take me higher than I've been before. It's your perfect love that sees me soar. God, your freedom is an open door. You are everything I want and more.
Maybe I ain't really know what living is. Is it love? If it was, am I living it? Do I live in it? So astounding. Love is an ocean, you can drown me. The sweet embrace, the lovely taste, I taste and see. I'm under grace, the place to be. It means I'll never need an umbrella. I'm cool in the cold, in the hot weather. Whether or never I ever understand, I'm a man in the hands of great plans. I stand with faith there in a life I never known to touch. And still outside my clutch, but I'm like, what's the dream of? What's the hope in? What's the doubt for? Live to no end. This is living. The life I've been given's a gift. If I'ma live it, I'ma live it to death. So what's the dream of? What's the hope in? What's the doubt for? And live to no end. This is living. The life I've been given's a gift. If I'ma live it, I'ma live it to death.
Living now.